Alright everyone, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how I make my sourdough English muffins. This is the night before. It is currently 8:30, so I'm a little behind, but we're just going to go ahead and mix everything together. So I first start by getting my sourdough, and it's nice and bubbly. I fed it this morning, so I need 1 cup of my sourdough starter. So I like to use my whisk before I try to put it on my mixer, just to get this all nice and combined. That should be fine. All right, set that aside. And then I'm going to go ahead and, sorry if I keep getting my head in there, pull my mixer over. There's that. And I'm going to go ahead and add some flour before I stick it on my mix here. So this is a 1/2 cup. You know, you could be really precise with this and level it off, but I just wing it. Okay, so if you can see, it's really wet. It kind of looks like, I would say, a cake batter at this point, or maybe even a really thick waffle batter. So this is gonna get pretty thick, but I'm gonna go ahead and start adding 1/2 cup at a time, all the way up to 4 cups. Always make sure you're doing that on your lowest setting, especially when you're adding in flour or having a thick batter. And I just like to go around and scrape down the sides a little bit to make sure everything gets incorporated. And we don't have any flour pockets anywhere. Oops. That's good for now. And then just a little bit longer. Okay, here everything is blended together nicely. The dough's sticking, pulling away from my bowl. So now I'm going to wiggle this guy free, pull him off there. if this is necessary. It's just preference. Try to get all the little pieces off my spatula here. Trust me, you want every bit. Okay. And, oh, I got it all over my hand. That's okay. Take your clean towel, drape it over it, and leave it till morning. I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, so I've got some helpers in here, so you're gonna hear kiddos in the background, but I was gonna go ahead and show you. It's the next morning. I'm starting a little bit late. I'm not gonna tell you the time, but that's okay. I went ahead and got my salt and baking powder already measured out and put in here, and then my cornmeal. For sprinkling, you're gonna need your flour, and today you're using a dough hook instead of a paddle or a whisk. You can, I have this, I find it easier for cleanup, but you can just use your countertop if you don't have a mat to put down. And then you're going to need some baking sheets, and then I have just my like cloth napkins that I use, and we're just gonna use those to lay over the already cut out things, sorry. And then also our English muffins after we cut them out, and then you get to choose. I just use cookie cutters. If you have a biscuit cutter, that would probably be better, but we like to do large size for whenever we make sandwiches, and then smaller ones for the kids because they like to snack on them throughout the day and have some homemade jelly on them. So smaller ones for the kiddos, larger ones for sandwich size. I know it doesn't seem very large for a sandwich, but it works. So there's that, and let's get started. Mine did not rise a bunch, and let this be a lesson to you. It's because I left it on my counter not thinking that it's cold. So my counter being cold, and then my metal bowl also being cold, it didn't really rise as much as it rose a little bit. It's normally double the size and bubbly, but it's okay. I'm gonna roll with it. This has happened before and it still turned out fine. It's just not as, I guess, bubbly and fluffy during the first one, but I'm gonna let it do its thing during the second rise too, so it'll be fine. So we're just gonna sprinkle this over the top.
I want to help.
I know, you get to help with the, oops, you get to help with doing the sprinkling of the corn flour, okay? Once it looks like it's starting to combine, you can check it. It's not, oh, your hands are clean. You're just eating. It's not a sticky dough, so it does not stick to my fingers. So please stop. Thank you. I know, but it's not sticky, so we're just gonna let it knead itself for 5 minutes. Okay, so this has mixed for, or kneaded, whatever you wanna call it, for 5 minutes. And go ahead and remove, wiggle, 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 dough hook, release. There we go. Is that right? Okay, so it's a little bit sticky to the sides, but it doesn't really stick to my hand, so that's that's exactly what you want. I only added about a cup and a fourth, what is it, 3/4 of a cup, 3/4 of a cup of flour. So I had some left over. You don't want to add too much, so add a little bit at a time, up to 2 cups, possibly, depending on how your dough is. If it's still sticky, add more, but I didn't need to add that much. Okay, so now you're going to need your pans here, and you're gonna want to take your cornmeal and sprinkle it on.
Mom, I poked you that one.
Oh, baby, you're gonna help. We've got 3 trays here, okay?
Okay. My tummy.
And you just want that to where there's a little bit on the bottom, and then you're gonna sprinkle the top with it. So when you cook it, I'm telling you, it just adds so much flavor. We're going to sprinkle on top.
I want to one.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. All over.
I want to one, Mom.
Okay, baby, do one.
Bye.
Here, I'll set it down. You can help.
Okay.
You can mist these so they stay a little damp, but I just stick them in my oven with the light on to help them stay warm enough. Oh, you want to put that on there? Here, put that on this. There's plenty of room right here. In my oven, and we let these rise for an hour. If they look like they're nice and fluffy at an hour, they'll be ready. Okay, so I have waited about an hour. They could probably go a little bit longer, but my husband's on his way home from hunting and is hungry. So I'm gonna go ahead and start these. Oh my gosh, what happened?
I'm okay. You keep recording.
Okay. So these are hot. I just have a little bit of oil in there. I like to use buttered too, but I am actually out of my Kerrygold. So we're just gonna put a little bit of oil.